Happy New Year's Eve, everyone! Wow, can you believe we're at the end of 2020 finally? And not that I don't know. Does it mean that we're going into a different year with different conditions? I don't know. But that's okay. We got it right. We've got this. So, this is my video for 52. I'm pretty sure it's at 52. I'm kind of losing track of days. Um, and we decided to set a little bit of ambiance because I'm not going anywhere for New Year's Eve. We're just gonna hang out here. I've had a really good day. I went out last night, met some friends, and it was a lot of fun, and that was enough for me. So I'm hanging out at the house tonight. I finished my project in the basement, in the downstairs bedroom, and got that back together. So I'm kind of sore, I'll be honest. My legs are very sore. I don't know how that happens that way because I can't possibly be getting old, right? It just can't happen. So, I feel like, I don't know, my goals were kind of already set, but like going into the new year, my hair is kind of lopsided. That's okay. That's okay. Stop it. When you look, when you look in the camera, it doesn't. You can't tell which side you're working on. So it's too late now anyway. So I did want to show you one thing. So what I was trying to say is like going into the new year. I've already got goals set up, but I did get my new statement T-shirt to wear to the gym, and I have to show you. So it is "Life is short, break the rules," which I feel like I've been doing for some time. Um, Sorry, I'm gonna put it on silent. And one awesome thing is I'm actually just got into a size. This is a size small. I haven't worn a size small for years, honestly. It feels pretty good. Feels real good. My hair is very crooked, but that's okay. We won't look at that. And then before I get too deep into what I was going to talk about, because to be honest with you, it's a little bit difficult for me to talk about this. I'm not sure why, because I think because it makes you very vulnerable, and like my shirt says, break the rules, right? Life is short, so I'm just gonna put myself out there, be vulnerable, just tell you why I believe the things. Not everybody's gonna agree with me, and that's okay. So, oh, I see somebody, Harold, Happy New Year. So good to see you. Oh, yay, good. So, I was just explaining what I'm talking about is tonight is really building a foundation and what it means to me. So I started thinking about it yesterday when, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, you guys. I don't. I'm just putting myself out there. You know why? Because I had to. I'm still stuck. Like, I don't know where to go from here. And this challenge has helped me move in some direction, right? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. So I sort of make it up every day. I made a commitment to do 100 videos and I'm going to finish it. And so I don't know. I'm just talking about this tonight because it's important to me and it's changed my life. And I feel like, if I was helped from my experiences, maybe it'll help someone else. I guess the other thing is it's sort of selfish because I'm hoping by me putting myself out from you. So after I talked about, the foundation piece yesterday, because I'm trying to build some kind of, I don't know, platform. I don't know how, what has my life been like? Not that Not that my life is that great, but this is where I'm at. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. I've been guided this way. I love the fact that I'm so hooking up with my good friends. I mean, and you know, it's more than friends, are my family, and it's so amazing. It's been just an amazing journey. I can't tell you where it's leading for sure, but it is amazing to me. It's amazing, and that's why I've got to share sort of what I've lived through and sort, you know, why my life has gone the way it is. So yesterday, after I was talking about, you know, the four principles and why not you and us and me, you know, where are we going? I don't know. Maybe you guys have already determined that. There's a lot of people my age that are retired, and I admire them, I do, but it's just not me. Like I am not there. I'm just at this weird place. My life took a turn about 5 years ago, and ever since then, I don't know for sure where I'm going. I just get up every day and move forward, you know, and let the pieces fall into place. And hopefully, not hopefully, someday they will. Like someday I'll know and I'll be going, wow, okay, I get it. You guys are helping me. So, anyway, what I wanted to talk about is yesterday about finding a foundation. And what I mean by that is being grounded. And for me, that's God. Also, like being grounded, like church, people, family, that's all important to me. But so I just want to kind of explain what I mean by that and why I found it and why I needed it. So I was talking to one of our friends on here, and you know, she was kind of saying, you know, let's talk about spirituality because we have, which is great. I love differences because we can learn from each other. Differences are great. You know, we all are different and unique individuals, and that's what makes it so grand. But after we were talking, I started thinking about it, and I'm like, you know, why did I find God? And it was in my early 20s. Um, and it was because I had a lot of fear. So I had a tremendous amount of fear in my life because you know, I don't, you don't, you know, I'm not going to blame it on my parents. Why do that? I mean, they were great to me. They provided so much, but for some reason I missed something when I was younger, and so I was deathly afraid of dying. So weird, you know. I don't know word. Well, you know, I do kind of know because, like, when I'm doing my manuscript, and I sort of have been mind mapping through some areas, and a lot of them. Well, so you know, when I was talking about going back to childhood and my memories, um, my memories were tied. The ones that I remember when I was pretty young were some pretty, call it what it is. I went through some pretty life altering things as a young child. And I remember, you know, um, how far God has been in your life. And so I wasn't saved until I was in my 20s. I didn't understand the Bible. I didn't understand Christ or God or anything. And so, um, but I see looking back where he was in my life. And I also see where, you know, we talked about the I, the ego, and the superego, where those pieces of my life were affected. So from a pretty early age, like I had these pretty dramatic things happen. Like, I don't know, like, so those got in and bit me, and like I swole up so bad I was choking. I mean, I was pretty tiny, probably still, you know, within under a year old. And then I split my leg open and had to be rushed to the hospital as a toddler. I had to be taken to have my stomach pumped. I fell out of the back of a moving car in my head. It just seems like I constantly, for the longest time, had these weird things happen to me. And like, um, these teenagers were running in the pool and they flattened me out and knocked me out. I got blood poisoning and almost died from it. I mean, this was all before I was like 6. So I don't know, but somehow those things, like, they seem to build in my mind to a place where, and then I got hit with a baseball bat in the head. It knocked me out and made me blind. And then I started having, like, I had these migraines in my life, and for some reason, I don't know why, I focused on death. You know what I mean? Yeah, it seems like it's a lot to go through, Harold. I know, it's weird, isn't it? Like, I don't know, crazy. My dad always felt my head, like, is she gonna be all right? But for some reason, okay, I'm putting myself out there, and it's not comfortable. But I'm telling you this because this is why, when I found God, I needed to embrace it, because I didn't have a foundation. Um, because and then I started imagining, like, and it's usually when, like, I don't know, for some reason, even though I was around people and friends and family, I felt really lonely. What is that? I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you why. And then, like, when I was really alone, um, I started just thinking, oh my gosh, migraines. I must have, like, something going on, like a brain tumor. I know it sounds silly. I know, but at the time it wasn't. I don't know. So, like, when I was about 17, I really was really terribly depressed, and, like, I lost a lot of weight. I contemplated, what can I do to get some attention, and get some help. And it was all this person inside of me, that person inside of you that is always saying, I don't know, feeding you negativity, feeding you things like you're not good enough, or, at that time, I don't know why I was fixated on that. I can't tell you why. I just didn't have anything. I don't know. I needed to know, when I didn't have a foundation, is what happens when you die. So I had to work through it. And I had terrible anxiety. And so I started searching about then for some kind of God foundation. I didn't really have it up to that point. And so, I just, we just grow up, we do the best we can, right? We, you know, I don't know. I couldn't tell anyone about it. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Why back then you didn't know what migraines were, and I used to, like, lose my eyesight. I would get spots, and my brain would swell up, and I couldn't see, and there was even times I was talking, like, backwards, because that's what migraines do. And I didn't understand what was going on with me, and it scared me. I did eventually talk my parents into taking me in, because I don't know, So they hooked all these weird things up to my head and did all kinds of tests. And this is what the doctor said. She really just needs to go out and have some fun. There's nothing wrong with her. So, true enough, I was imagining it, but I still didn't have any kind of foundation. And it's no, I don't, it wasn't my parents, it was my destiny. I'm so glad that all happened to me, because I love who I am today, and my strength that I found along the way is huge. So, to be honest with you, I was actually, I was searching for some kind of faith, some kind of understanding. I don't know. Do you guys, okay, so I went out last night, and this was my thoughts on it. I went out last night and I met up with some friends, and it was a couple of guys that we were talking, and I just said, I'm kind of doing this thing on being grounded, having a foundation, and I wanted to ask you, what do you do when you're really afraid of something? What, you know, um, what do you turn to? Because everybody's going to have to face it. I mean, we're going to all pass away one day, right? So, what do you do? You guys can tell me what's your foundation, or where do you go to? I was in a real dire place and I needed to find it. I don't know if you guys know, but I was actually baptized at the LDS church. I can't, nothing against the church, but I didn't ever really find any peace at that point in my life. So I kept going through life, right? I just did. When I heard the doctor say, well, just go out and have fun, and I'm thinking, oh, well, I just need to start partying and having a fun time. No, I really should have had some counseling. I mean, honestly, just, because those behaviors weren't normal. I did start eating again. Like, I was pretty thin at that time. I lost a lot of weight because had so much anxiety. But just him telling me that I was okay, like that made me okay, and I started going on with life. I started moving forward. Um, so I kept searching after that. I kept searching for a foundation, and these gentlemen I talked to last night. So one of them had been through an extensive amount of surgery, like major heart things, where he'd had heart attacks and actually has had his heart removed at one time, and just a lot of stuff, And I said, well, how were you not? Were you not afraid, of that? And he didn't seem to be. I don't know that. I don't know. We talked about it for a while, and then the other one I talked to, he was actually raised Lutheran. And I just said, well, what do you do? Where do you go when life gets really hard? Because like Carol and I know, grief is hard. Grief is so hard. And just to let you know that even though I have been a Christian for years and found my faith and found my belief, when my husband died, all of that stuff came out again. It all came out again. And I really struggled with it for the first couple of years. Like, it's so bizarre, but you'll hear this. Like, you'll sometimes hear this from other people, that whatever the person that passed away, which was my husband, he had a major heart attack. And so then you start having, like, you're like, oh my God, am I going to have a heart attack? Or you can't breathe. I mean, it's just so weird. And people even told me, they're like, you realize that the majority of people, when they lose somebody super close to them, like, there's a lot of visits to the ER because they start panicking or have panic attacks, or it's a real thing. Like, it's a hard thing to deal with. And so over the last 5 years, I've dealt with it, and I dealt with it by getting stronger in the Word, and it's brought me out of it. Like, I am completely over it and so at peace, like so at peace. And so that's my foundation. And I actually was saved back in, oh my goodness, it was after I met my husband. His dad's a pastor. We moved to Minnesota, and when I met him, their family was so cool. Like, they had this so cool, like this, I don't know, it was just like, they said, I love you, and they're very affectionate, and just like seemed like they had something that I was searching for. And so they actually gave me a children's Bible, because they knew what they were doing, right? And so I read I read it, and I read it from top to the beginning of Genesis to the ending, and so Revelations. And I read it, and I just totally got it. Like I got to John 3:16, where God so loved the world, He gave His only Son, and I gave my life to Christ. Um, and it was like I was on cloud nine. Like I just was elated what I found. But life got harder after that. And I wasn't a saint. Like I probably did some of the worst things in my life after that. I don't know, it was hard. Like so my husband was the prodigal son who, left and was searching for other ways. So when I was saved, he's like, "Oh my gosh, and I was going to church and getting the kids in and doing all those things that new Christians do." And he was like panicking. He's like, "No, I've been running from this, and now you're doing it." And ooh, but and then life got hard because he didn't want to be, he didn't want that lifestyle, and so it was hard. It was hard. It was difficult, but later on in life we did start going to church together, and he studied. And I know when he passed away, he had given his life back to Christ, and that's a good feeling to me. So where's this all going? So my belief is that you become saved, and then I think you have a purpose on this earth, and I'm trying to find mine. I feel like I'm being directed in a super awesome direction, but I had to go through a lot of losing my husband and my father and my hound dog, to become strong, to become closer, and to learn more scripture. I'm not, I am not good with scripture. Like I have to study it. I would have to research it to even know what I'm talking about. This is just from my heart. This is just all I know. So it's not, I can't tell you that, um, I don't have verses memorized. I have a couple. That's it. So, so I don't know. I don't know why I'm telling you this, except that it helped me in my life. It helped me to become a stronger person. I got up every day, and I had to. This is what I felt like when my husband died. Like I just had to fall into God and Christ, because I'm telling you, I couldn't some days get out of bed without it. So, sorry. Um, anyway, so it became my only way of life for many years. I did other things, so and I feel like building a foundation is so super important. Now, one of the guys I was talking to, and I would like to know from you guys, because I'm learning from you, what gives you strength going through those times? Each other, maybe it's each other. I didn't, I had my kids, but they had moved and they were living their own lives, and I had to let them go, right? So I was pretty much by myself. um, I did reach out to the church. I volunteered at the coffee bar because I was hoping, like, I felt like, I don't know, when you're married for 30 years plus two, um, you sort of just do things together. And this was just me. Maybe it's not you. We didn't really seem to have a lot of good friends. It was so bizarre. And I found myself totally alone. And so I started going to church. Like I said, I volunteered at the coffee bar. I'm like, maybe I need to volunteer somewhere to start meeting people. And I did, I called my kids as much as I could, but they were going through grief as well, and they had their little families. And all young children. And so I really had to depend on God and the Bible and my devotional book I read every day. And like I said, I had Grief Share was emailed to me, and it was a scripture, and it just helped. I'll never go away from it because it saved my life. And I believe this is what I believe. So one of the gentlemen, he believed in that I talked to last night. Like I said, he was raised Lutheran, but then, I said, well, what do you believe now? And he said he believes in Buddha, I believe, and yoga, and then reincarnation. And I'm like, okay, you know, so he meditates and things like that, which I believe that's very good. Meditation is great. Um, so I think, I'm going to kind of research what he was saying and what he believes. And that's why I'm hoping you guys will let me know what you think, because it just makes us all stronger, right? What is your foundation? I know, Harold, you've gone through more than I can even imagine with the loss of a child. What did you do? How did you get through it? I mean, it's incredible. Like, when someone's lost someone really close to them, there's just a difference that you will never be the same again. You'll never be the same again. It's just different. I've lost people before, but not that close to me. And it just shakes you from at your very core. So, my thoughts on reincarnation, this is my thoughts on it, because I believe that when you're saved and you pass away, that you meet up with the people that have gone before you, and like you won't even need to. Yeah, Harold, yeah, he says your life changes forever. It does. Like, you're just this different person. So I believe that when you pass into this other world, that you meet up with the people and they'll recognize you, and you won't even need to say anything. It's just like, there's a lot of things I didn't understand that my husband struggled with. And I know one day I'll know those things. I know when things. Yes, and you'll never be the same. I totally agree. I totally agree with that. Honestly, where I'm at right now, I wouldn't want to go back, because I've really struggled through some life changing pieces, but I've become stronger for it because I believe the way I've studied, and got closer to God. But my thought on reincarnation is I don't want to come back to this world. You know, I don't want to. Like, so I believe when you pass on and you're saved, you go to paradise, right? Who would want to leave that and come back here? I mean, there's a lot of ugly things that go on here. There's a lot of blessings. I'm so blessed. So blessed. But I don't want to do this struggle all over again. So I don't. I would assume that some people get peace from that because they know that, I mean, their beliefs are that you come back as someone else, I guess, and so maybe you get peace from that. Um, but I don't want to come back again. I want to go on with my loved ones and be reunited with them, and be at peace. I can't even imagine what it'd be like to be with God and Christ. I mean, just the stories in the Bible are incredible, incredible. And so I don't know. That's my belief. I, I don't know, but I'd sure like to hear how you guys get through the tough times, because that's how I did, and that's how I do every day. Like, I can't not study every day. It gives me my strength. And there's times I still go through this periods of like loneliness. I'm like so alone, and I had never really been alone since I was probably 16, without a boyfriend or husband or something. I was a little bit after high school. I moved, and I was for a little bit, but not without someone there. So for these last 5 years, it's just been me, and it's been so good for me. So super good for me. Um, I guess it was strengthened me for what's ahead in my life. I don't know. I don't know. So that's why my I believe that a person needs a foundation, something to ground you, because I didn't have it when I was younger. I did not have any kind of belief or grounding system that I could plug into when times got really difficult. I mean, geez, even when you get really sick, it's kind of scary. Is that just me? I don't know. Um, they say there's no atheists in foxholes, so it can't be just me, right? I don't know. But I know that since I have more of a foundation now and I am grounded in what I believe, the Bible and God. Happy New Year, cousin Bill. How are you doing? My cousin's on here. Happy New Year. Ooh, working graveyard jouts. Yeah. Ooh. So, I'd like to hear from you. What do you guys do? Where do you turn when things get super hard? What's your foundation? What makes you a solid, so you aren't a wreck, you know what I mean? So you don't, like, I don't know, how do you stay sane, I guess, when you're going through the hard times? I'd like to hear from you. I find it very interesting, and it's educational for me to find out from you what happens when you get scared. Like I said, like one of my first videos was the way that I got through the nights, right at first after my husband passed away, was by saying the kids' prayer. Now I lay me down to sleep, and the Lord's Prayer. And then I could sleep. Like, also, there's a there's a place in the Bible where it says to anoint your house with oil, olive oil, blessed olive oil at the door, so that nothing evil can enter unless you invite it in. And I did that too. And all in all, I feel very safe now. I can sleep well at night, and you know, if ever something comes up, then I'll do my little prayers again, and then I'm okay. But I know this is not fun to talk. Nobody likes to talk about their religion. It's hard for me to talk about it, but I just feel like I need to just say it. So um, I'm gonna do this a couple more days. I'm gonna look into. I'm hoping to get some feedback, but I am gonna look into what's Buddha, what's reincarnation about, things like that. Now, I did read one thing that was very interesting to me, that a lot of people say they're atheists, but the atheists are some of the most spiritual people you're going to meet. So what does that mean? I don't know. I'm going to look into that a little bit as well, and just, what does that mean? But it's all about, we as people. I feel like we have to be grounded in something, or, well, the Bible will say we build our foundation on a solid surface instead of sand, because if the rain comes, it washes it away. So how do you stay grounded? How do you remain, I don't know, you just keep moving forward, remain sane during the hard times? I mean, what's super hard is financial stuff. When that all comes around, wow, that's difficult too. Um, but there's some pretty life-changing divorce, uh, things like that just shake you to your core. Um, Many things. I think about our young men and women that go off to, the military and come back with PTSD. You know, how do they do it? How do they get through it? How do they overcome that? So that's basically a tough thing to talk about, but I did it. It's hard. I don't like it. I don't like talking about it because it makes me feel very vulnerable. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't believe the same way I do. And that's okay. This is just what helps me, what's helped me move forward, become stronger and stronger every day, doing these. If I didn't have the knowledge that I believe I'm being led this way spiritually, I don't think I would be able to do it. So I don't know. So I feel like that's enough of the serious stuff. Jeez. Look, Bill, my shirt. I think you'll like it. Life is short, break the rules. And that's in every way you can think of, right? I have to share with you guys this cup that my daughter sent. Well, my daughter and her family. You're gonna like it. Well, not everybody is, but I love it. So it says, "You are a really, really great mom. The best, really terrific, just fantastic other moms." Wait. The best, really terrific, just fantastic other moms, losers, total disasters. Everyone agrees you are the best, believe me, but that's how I probably didn't do a great Trump impression, right? So I got this today and I love it. I just love it. So I'm sharing that with you. I hope you guys all are doing terrific, and I wish everybody love the mug. Thanks. Thanks, Harold. I do too. I didn't do it justice though, I know. Dang it. I should have been reading it the way Trump would, but I don't know. I'm not around him very much. I don't even watch the news anymore, you guys. I don't because, well, I don't want to pay for Fox News. It's like 40 extra bucks a month. And I don't know. I just feel like I'm better off not watching it. So especially right now in the political climate. So what are you guys doing? Is anybody going out tonight? I'm not. We're staying home, Kitty and Puppy and I, and just hanging out after getting my downstairs bedroom back together. I feel like I went through too much, probably too much flooring, but we'll see. There's a huge learning opportunity. And there's a couple pieces that I've got to put back together, but I'll get it. Oh, and so I don't know if have you guys done the shingles vaccine, by the way? I mean, not that we're old enough to have it, but I ended up getting it because a lot of people around here that I knew ended up with shingles. I just kept hearing all this stuff. Harold, staying home and grilling carne asada. Oh, polo asada. Wow, that sounds terrific. Yummy. Gosh. I'm going to have some of that one of these days. That sounds really, really good. So I buy these pizza crusts. It's called Outer Isle. They're cauliflower pizza crusts. And they're probably, only about that big, not very big. So I made a pizza for myself out of that. A vegetarian. Well, I got to have some sausage on it, but the rest was pretty much vegetables. And it was a good treat. Like I put it in my air fryer and it crisped up real nice, and it was good. For a treat, I did have a little pepper jack cheese on it. It was really, really good. Okay, kitty. She's making my nose go crazy and walking in front of the computer. So I don't have any projects. Well, I do have my two rooms upstairs that I'll do, but I'm not gonna. Oh yeah, I was talking about the shingles vaccine. So you have one shot and then you go back, and you guys know it's from having chicken pox in your system, and it's a horrible rash. I guess it's just horrible. So I did end up going and having it done just because I kept hearing everybody right when I had the flu shot. So you get one shot and then you wait 2 months and then you get another one. And apparently you don't ever have to have any ever again. It, like, must take care of it. So my arm hurts. Yeah, ouch, it hurts from it. Like, if it wasn't enough that I was sore from doing my flooring, it hurts from a shot that I got. So that's my world. I did have a fun night last night. I went out, and so I don't feel a need to do it tonight. Once is enough. I'm kind of allergic to things like, well, sugar for sure sugar, and like gluten and stuff. And so if I have any drink at all, I have to be super careful and drink a bunch of water, else I get bad migraines from it. So that's one thing I learned over the years is that my migraines, I used to get them all the time, very awful migraines. But since I've changed my nutrition and the way I eat, I don't get them anymore. Unless I do. So if I do a really hard workout, I can sometimes get a visual migraines where it affects your vision. And I have medicine for it, but the medicine is kind of makes you feel like you have a hangover. It's really, really hard on you. So it opens up the vessels in your brain, but it also opens up the vessels in your heart. So it's not the best thing. So since I've stopped eating sugar and I've done, more of a keto diet, I don't get migraines anymore. Thank the Lord, unless I drink some alcohol, and then won't take doesn't take very much, and I get a bad headache for 3 days. Like, it's not worth it. So, well, okay. I hope you guys are having a fun evening with grilling. Staying home and grilling sounds fantastic, and family and enjoying your loved ones. And let's just pray for our new 2021, that the masks come off. That would be pretty awesome. Like, for some reason lately, I've been forgetting to take it with me in the store, and I'm like, oh, I gotta run back and get it. So hopefully, we're on to a new healthy new year. That would be very nice, wouldn't it? So, with that, I am going to retire for the evening and just have a really nice, relaxing day, rest my legs that are super sore. Who would think laying flooring would make your legs sore? I don't know. And my arms. My arms are sore. Happy New Year. Love you. Love you too, Harold. Love you, Bill. Okay. He's got to go grill. Good. Yeah. Okay. Love you. You guys have a super great evening and an awesome new year. And I'll be talking to you next year. Next year, can you believe it? 2021, crazy times. So, yes, I love you. Enjoy your good old food tonight and your loved ones. And I will be talking to you tomorrow on day 53. Love you. Bye.